I'm guessing it's a lot?
There's a lot of people, obviously from St. Francis, from Baltimore, from my family, from high school, middle school, elementary school, hairstyle.
Right, but now fans gather round because we've got a bombshell that's rocking the WNBA world, and frankly it's a story of expectations crashing hard into reality. You know Angel Reese, right?
Keeping my hands off of people, not going for everything, and stand down on my man. I mean, obviously these players are vets and 4 or 5 year players, so they're kind of
the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, the social media queen, the player who, according to some headlines, was destined to be the face of the WNBA. Well, the all-star voting results just dropped, and let's just say she's nowhere near where she or her biggest hype men thought she'd be. Not only did she miss the cut for the all-star starters, but when it came to the media and player votes, she was virtually invisible. This isn't just a snub, this is a full-blown reality check, and Angel Reese is, quite frankly, going absolutely nuts about it. What happened, and what does this?
every different hat. She's a doctor, she's a cook, she's a basketball player, she's a model. I do so many different things, so I don't want to just justify myself as just an athlete because I was a student athlete, I'm a model, I do so many different things.
Tell us about the difference between social media buzz and on-court production. Let's dive in. For months, Angel Reese has been everywhere. Forbes called her a face of the league alongside a Ja Wilson. Her social media presence is undeniable. She's constantly trending, constantly talked about. You'd think, given all that hype, she'd be at the top of the all-star voting, right? Or at least a lock for a starting spot. Think again, the numbers, my friends, tell a brutal story. In the fan voting, Angel Reese landed a measly 13th place among all players, with just over 173,000 votes. That's a far cry from the headlines that once called her the future of the WNBA. To put it in stark perspective, Caitlin Clark, who is, in her own polarizing spotlight, pulled in over 1.29 million votes, more than 7 times Reese's total. This wasn't just a close call, this wasn't a minor oversight. This was a monumental gap between public perception fueled by some media and actual fan support, and even more so, the respect of her peers and the analytical eye of the media. And when we peel back the curtain further, looking at how coaches, players, and media weighed in, the truth becomes even clearer. So, what exactly is happening on the court that might explain this massive disconnect? Let's look at the stats, because while hype is loud, numbers are often clearer. Angel Reese is currently averaging 12.4 points and 12.6 rebounds per game. While her rebounding numbers are strong, ranking first in the league, her scoring is 32nd. Her field goal percentage is 41.8% effective field goal percentage, and her overall field goal percentage is hovering around 39-40%, which is low for a player of her size who plays predominantly in the paint. Tekken Aaron hier 100 Dinkel worken Rummel de Lonkelens. Some pizza more says this is the Pelican Pelsen Polding Schuen taken Stahl Hunter. She's been positioned as a dominant force, a game changer. This is the Paul the Minute force, a game changer. Testis Nefagangen Defidis, and that Sire Vengean Howls, when the pesting mission Tefidis. In Avierdushin Tapledis, that's a Nefedition Defigary Krasten G. When this a Defedition Dishin Morshindes, that this of bus, that this is in Defigestion B. But when you look at players around the league who did make the cut for all star spots or even higher in the voting, their production consistently outweighs their hype. Ja Wilson, for example, didn't just make the ballot, Donnigan Dindas make the ballot, she was named unanimously on all 3 major media ballots. That's the level of respect and recognition real, consistent elite production gets. Reese's stats, especially for someone with her size and constant spotlight, just haven't made the same impression. Her rebounding numbers, while still good, are actually down slightly from her previous season.
Okay. Oh, Mariah, okay. Me and Brooklyn.
What's your type?
Yeah, let's talk about
who? I really want to see who you gonna pop out.
I love these combos.
This signals a plateau, or even a slight decline, rather than the expected growth for a player hailed as the future. For months, various media outlets, from Forbes to USA Today, played a significant role in hyping Angel Reese as a cant, Miss Superstar, even calling her a face of the WNBA. She herself fed into this narrative, stating the reason people watch women's basketball isn't just for one person, it's because of Me Too. The coverage was everywhere. She dominated social media conversations. Her name trended with every highlight, and she was featured in national stories and league promos. The spotlight was bright and the expectations were huge, but as soon as the all-star voting numbers hit, the volume of that coverage from these very same outlets dropped off significantly. The same outlets that had hyped her up started to go quiet. Why? Because the numbers didn't just fall short. They told a story the media couldn't spin anymore. Angel Reese's direct push for votes, begging fans on social media, only made the final result more glaring. The hype didn't translate into action. The fact that Reese was left off all 3 major media ballots, Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and others, speaks volumes. These are the people who watch every game, break down the film, and know what makes an all-star. It's a huge shift from the narrative that had her as a can't miss superstar. People were catching on, her fans couldn't defend the play anymore. And now, it seems, members of the media are starting to give up on the face of the league narrative. The all-star voting system is weighted: 50% fan votes, 25% media votes, and 25% player votes. We've talked about the fan and media votes, but let's not forget the players themselves. Caitlin Clark, as we've discussed, received a shocking 9th place ranking from her peers, signaling their own apparent disdain. But for Angel Reese, the lack of respect from her fellow players was even more pronounced. She finished a dismal 12th in player voting among frontcourt players, putting her nowhere near the all-star conversation from within the league itself. This isn't about a close contest or a controversial snub. The gap was enormous when players like Jonquel Jones, Alyssa Thomas, and even rookie Paige Beckers, who ranked 6th among guards in the overall weighted score, are getting significantly more respect from the media and players. It forces a critical re-evaluation of Angel Reese's actual standing in the league. It's a clear message. Hype isn't enough. Production and consistent impact matter. This entire all-star situation for Angel Reese boils down to the stark difference between reputation and reality. She built a huge following largely through social media and her charismatic personality. The media, eager for compelling storylines, ran with the idea that she was the next superstar. But in the WNBA, as in any professional sports league, it's not enough to be famous. You have to deliver on the court. Her shooting struggles, inconsistent rebounding compared to expectations, and overall production dips make it clear she's not imposing her will on games the way many expected. Every missed shot, every quiet night stands out even more when you're supposed to be the face of the league. The spotlight is harsh, and when the production doesn't match the promise, the excitement fades fast. The all-star snub isn't just a one-off. It's a sign that fans and insiders are looking for more than potential. They want results. The mainstream media has tried to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star, with some even claiming she's the face of the WNBA because of her social media followers. Impactin' as if some Bayesian have a hasters the feven when rocking Bayesian, in the Daver restet to Pastor 9, in the Javer Wunchen Kerfer Sever in Daish, Maysians, Savor of Gasians, Ivan Versen de Dasian Vacial Ocker Divins, that avacial on. But as one blunt commentator put it, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. That's harsh, but it reflects a growing sentiment that the narrative built around Reese simply doesn't align with her on-court performance. Clark, on the other hand, didn't need to campaign as loudly. Her play did the talking, and the fans responded in droves. Reese's campaign, instead of building momentum, exposed the limits of her appeal. The disconnect is obvious. You can talk about star power all day, but if the production doesn't follow, people notice and they move on. This is a pivotal moment for Angel Reese. The silence from the media, the cold shoulder from players and coaches, it's a warning. These same outlets that built up her image could just as quickly move on to the next big name if the numbers don't improve. For Angel Reese, this is the moment that decides what comes next. Does she use this as motivation to raise her game, refine her skills, and consistently deliver the kind of on-court performance that matches the hype? Or does she fade from the conversation altogether, becoming a cautionary tale of media overhype without the substance to back it up? The WNBA is evolving. Fans, actual basketball fans who know the game, are catching on. They demand more than just social media followers. They demand consistent, high-level play. Angel Reese's all-star snub makes it clear. The league, the fans, and even the media want results, not just headlines. This all-star voting has laid bare the uncomfortable truth about Angel Reese's standing in the WNBA. The hype, no matter how loud from places like Forbes, SI, or USA Today, can't guarantee all-star status without matching performance on the court. It's a harsh lesson, but a necessary one for any athlete aspiring to true greatness. What do you think? Was Angel Reese truly overrated, or will she use this snub as fuel to prove the doubters wrong? Can she rebound and elevate her game to match the incredible media attention she receives? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you think Angel Reese can bounce back and silence the critics, hit that like button. If you think the ballots got it right and the numbers don't lie, let us know that too. And for more no holds barred my breakdowns, make sure to subscribe to Black and White Sports.